Starting with Mr. Debasis Satapathy, motivational speaker and CGM-HR NBCC Delhi. He will be speaking about lesson from Mahabharata in management. He already introduced himself. Now he will be telling us what's happening to understand more about Mahabharata.
So if there's no enthusiasm with the CEOs, then how can we expect the enthusiasm from the team members or the people those are in the organization? Tell me, NBCC का अगर CMD ढीला होगा, तो क्या होगा हम सबका? हम सब भी ढीला होगा ना? In that, if CMD of NBCC will be ढीला, they will not get Bharata Mandapam. They will not get World Trade Center. You will not see 45,000 flats coming up. And people, those who have invested in the year 2010, 8, 9, and some people after retirement have given the entire money, then that will not come out. So CEO needs to be enthusiastic, vibrant, should be alive. So I did a CEO kind of good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes. Your team, they're like a camera. In an organization, they look towards you. What you're doing, right? How you're talking, how you're speaking, how you're connecting with the people, how you're giving a presentation, how you are motivating them. They're observing every minute. It's like a CCTV camera. So if you are not vibrant, if you are not enthusiastic, if you are not alive, then they will look towards you. Hamara bhi boss dila hai, There is something called the speed of the boss is the speed of the team. Train mein na, the engine, if you bhagega, the entire team will, all the dibbas will also run like that. So if the Satpathy Express or Rajdhani Express is running so fast, it's all because of the engine. And you get a point. So your CEOs, you need to, you see enthusiasm like a virus. It spreads in the organization, right? Oh, उस कंपनी का CEO से मिल के आया था, क्या vibrant है यार, क्या बात करता है, क्या knowledgeable है. That will represent all the time everybody. Okay, so while connecting to Mahabharata about your role, let me tell you, there are 10 characters in Mahabharata, central characters, and you need to learn from each of them something or other, right? So it's very, very important for all of us to understand minutely what Krishna has demonstrated, what Arjuna has demonstrated, what Bhishma has demonstrated, what Yudhishthira has demonstrated, what Karna has demonstrated, what Sakuni has demonstrated, what Duryodhana has demonstrated, what Draupadi has demonstrated, what Dhritarashtra has demonstrated, what Vidura has demonstrated. And from each of them, you can learn a lot. And if you are having all 10 competencies with you, nobody can stop you to be another OEO in the country, or another country delight in the country, right? Or another porter in the country, or another Swiggy in the country, right? Nobody was knowing what is country delight 26 years back. Today it is just grown a lot. OEO, the founder is today, I think, what, 29, 30? Is that over, Mr. Agrawal? You know what is his background? I think most of you must be knowing about it. He is from a town which in Orissa also people have to think ki kahan pe hai. It's called Raigada. There is a place called Raigada in Orissa in the Koraput district, and he has done his graduation or something, and he was just searching for job in different places. So one day he went to a lodge जिसका 5-6 रूम था, ठीक है? उसने उनको पूछा, भाई आप उतना बताओ आपके कस्टमर कैसे आते हैं यहाँ पे? He says कि हाँ, जो कस्टमर यहाँ पे आते हैं, they have a very good experience. They go back and spread the message. He said, अच्छा, this is the only source of getting the customers. Yes, I have some people in the railway station to communicate with people. भाई होटल रूम चाहिए, रूम किसको चाहिए? ना, अगर आपका होटल का जो लॉन्च है इसका फोटो में सोशल मीडिया में डालूंगा तो कैसा रहेगा? ये क्या चीज होती है सोशल मीडिया? मैं करके तो देखता हूँ. Then he put these pictures of this hotel and what the customers have given, the customers feedback in the social media, and the message spread, and he started getting lots of business, particular lodge, right? Then he thought, if the business of this small lodge, which is getting maybe 20,000 rupees turnover in a month, can be double in just 3 months, why I cannot start a business of this kind? Then he started his business. Today you know how many billion-dollar business it's having, and how many IITians and students from IIMs and serving in this organization. So that's the power of what you call the social media and the dream which people are having, right? Now, coming to from Mahabharata, there are some characters I'll tell you. You need to learn a lot from these people. What is Krishna? What things you need to learn? The strategic thinking is a competency which you learn a lot from Krishna. I'll tell you how he utilizes. So, Krishna did a strategy. On the third or fourth day of Mahabharata, there was Bhishma was creating lots of nuisance, right? And he was killing so many soldiers of Pandavas side. Then, the example I'm going to give you, just imagine how without bloodshed, or little bloodshed, how to achieve the result. So you need to smart work, not hard work, right? So when he was creating lots of nuisance for Pandavas, then he called Krishna called Yudhishthira and Arjuna and all his brothers, and he said, "What to do? What to do? Now maybe in the next 2 days he's going to finish the war." Then he said, "Oh, you do one thing. As per the code of the war, the moment there is sunset, the warriors from both the sides can meet. You do one thing. You and Arjuna, that is Yudhishthira and Arjuna, you go to Bhishma, and you go to him and return the blessings of Bija Bhava which he had given you at the beginning." Before this war started, you had gone to take his blessings, right? What he said? Bija Bhava. So you go and give the Bija Bhava blessings which he has given, because he is standing between you and the victory. He has given you the Bija Bhava, but he is creating this problem. Then he said, "Usme kya hoga? Tum jao to sahi." So they went to his Bija Bhava. He said, "We have come to return the blessings of Bija Bhava." So why are you not happy with me? He said, "We are not. We are happy with you, but you have given a Bija Bhava blessings to us. Now you are standing in between and you are creating lots of havoc to us." Then he said, "Oh, I did a mistake there. But it's not a mistake, but I have given you genuinely Bija Bhava because I am very, very happy and you are close to my heart." He said, "Then I am going to tell you, so anything which I have given, I will not take it back. But I will tell you how I will be eliminated from the battlefield. Right? If a Nari would come in front of me, I will renounce my arms and operations." He said, "What are you talking? You have set the code of the war that a Nari cannot participate in the war." He said, "Who has sent you?" "Now Krishna has sent us." Now usko jao, usko bolo. Tell him that Bhishma has said, if a Nari would come in front of him, then he will renounce the arms and nations. Then they went, and Krishna said, "Yes, my strategy has worked." And he said, then they asked, "When a Nari would come, who is going to stand in front of Bhishma?" He said, "For you, Sikhandi is a male, but for him, Sikhandi is a female, because in his last birth, he was Amba. And along with sisters Amba, Ambika, Ambalika, they were the daughters of a king, and Bhishma had kidnapped all of them for the marriage of his brother, Vichitrabhija. Right? So, and when they were brought before Vichitrabhija, Amba said, "I am in love with Selvaraja, another king." He said, "Okay, you are set free." Then she went to Selvaraja, and Selvaraja said, No, once you have been kidnapped, I am not going to touch you." Then she went to Bhishma and told, "I am going to marry you because the Silvaraj has told no to me." Then Bhishma said, "No, I am Ajarma Brahmachari. I will not marry you." Then she said, "You have insulted me. Now I will take birth after birth after birth, but I will be the reason for your death." That exactly has happened. She has born here as Sikhandi. Now the moment Sikhandi would come in front of Bhishma will renounce the arms and obligations. And that's exactly happened. Next day, they brought Sikhandi. The moment Bhishma saw him, then he renounced his arms of operation. And Arjuna was waiting desperately for that particular moment. And he started putting arrows on Bhishma. So this is such a wonderful strategy example that without much bloodshed, because Bhishma was having Ichha Mrityu. And nobody was there to kill him. So this is a good right example of strategy. And as an entrepreneur, as a CEO, if you are not going to have strategy, you are not going to have smart working, then very difficult for you to achieve a result. If you work hard, but if you are not working smart, for you it will be very, very difficult to understand. Okay, because of the time constraint, I've left with just 15 minutes. I will just share with you one or two lessons from Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, something very, in an organization, wherever you are serving, I'm sure you must have 5 people, 10 people, 100 people, 200 people, or you may be having in future, you will have people also, right, who will be working under you. Easily, you can segregate all these people into 4 categories. ठीक है? आपके पास जितने लोग काम कर रहे हैं उनको 4 भाग में आप डिवाइड कर सकते हो. पहला कैटेगरी ऑफ पीपल इन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आर हाई स्किल एंड हाई विल. क्या है? उनका अच्छा स्किल सेट है काम करने का, विलिंगनेस भी है, राइट? They have high skill and they have willingness to do also, right? This is one category of people. Second category of people are high skill and low will. उनका काम करने का काबिलियत है, but they don't have the willingness to do. No, this kind of people are, मैं काम कर सकता हूँ लेकिन करूँगा नहीं. देखो क्या करना है. So that kind of people will be second category. Third category of people you will find in the organization are low skill and high will. Means उनको जानते नहीं वो काम कैसे करना है, but willingness है, right? So this kind of people, fourth category of people would be low skill and low will. ना उनको काम जानते हैं, ना उनको करने का इच्छा है. So आपको उनको डील करना पड़ेगा different. The first category of people tell me high skill and high will. उनको क्या करेंगे? आप माइक्रो मैनेजमेंट करेंगे या you will delegate to them? Delegation. Very good, very good. उनको माइक्रो मैनेजमेंट मत करिए. Don't poke your toes in day-to-day affair. Otherwise they'll be demotivated and they'll move out of organization. ठीक है? तो उनको जितने डेलीगेट करेंगे उनके ऊपर जितने आप लोड देंगे उतने काम करते रहेंगे. And they will also be going like anything. And one day they will be your successor, or they could be your HODs in the department. Right? Then comes the high skill and low will. क्या करेंगे? स्किल बहुत ज्यादा है पर काम करने की इच्छा नहीं. मोटिवेशन करेंगे, उनको बोलेंगे भाई तुम ये करेगा ना, ये देखो बोनस तुम्हारे पड़ा है. या तुमको एक मेरा नया ब्रांच खोल रहा हूँ, दिल्ली का ब्रांच हो ना, नोएडा का ब्रांच हो गया, अभी कानपुर में ब्रांच खोलने वाला हूँ, कलकत्ता में खोलूंगा, तो ब्रांच मैनेजर करके भेज देंगे. ठीक है? You will be getting more, you will be getting a better designation, you will be getting beautiful salary, and there is a bright future. Your organization one day if it will be a $1 billion company, then just imagine what kind of growth which is there for you. So now next category of people is low skill but high will. क्या करेंगे उनके लिए? Very good. Training and development, upscaling. वो इच्छा है उसका काम करने का. ये मेरे जो youngster आते हैं ना, management trainees, they are this kind of people. Lots of enthusiasm they have, but they don't have any skill set to do, right? But they have to be trained all the time. Then comes the low skill and low will. क्या करेंगे?
I have enhanced their capability, enhanced their skills as well as motivate.
Very good. There is something called PIP, Personal Performance Improvement Plan. उनको आप परफॉर्मेंस इंप्रूवमेंट प्लान करिए उनके. ऐसा नहीं है कि बस धक्का मार के साफ मार के निकाल देने का है, बट उनको पूरा मौका दीजिए. मौका देने का बाद अगर सुधर गए तो अच्छी बात है, नहीं तो उनको पिंक स्लिप दीजिए. पिंक स्लिप समझते हो? थैंक यू वेरी मच. तुम्हारा साथ हमारा पटेगा नहीं. गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर में उसको 56J. In pure government if you are serving, there's a 56J they are asked to go from the organization, but with lots of communication, all this. But in the private sector, I was head of HR for Airtel before joining NBCC. There, we are putting them in L4 and A4. L means leadership में 4 है, and L and performance also 4 है. And we give them maximum 6 months time to come up. भाई सुधर जाओ. But still, if they are not there, then you have to give them really big self. Will they deserve this? Yeah. लोगों ने टाइम दीजिए. एक महीना टाइम दीजिए. या आपने अगर टाइम दे दिया तो फिर थैंक यू करना पड़ेगा. अगर आपने टाइम दे दिया ऑलरेडी, ठीक है, सही पता क्वेश्चन उनका पूछा कि if it is Airtel, they can afford to keep a person at maybe 1 lakh rupees per month salary for 6 months. In this process, you are giving 6 lakhs to him. But in a private organization, which is a very small one, if you have already tried and tested, उसको पूरा मौका दे चुके हो. Because what happens actually, why I am telling you to give time? Because the necessary spreads कि यार वो कंपनी में ना, वो तो लारा कंपनी है, वो दिखा देता है. I got a point. But जैसे टाटा कंपनी है, they are very good employees. We have got a similarly, very very important for all of you to take a good brand to people, because they are the brand messenger and ambassador they move in the direction, right? So in Mahabharata, something of this kind. When Bhishma went for Saraswati, there was a discussion and debate happened among all these stalwarts, starting from your Duryodhan, Dusasan, then Dronacharya, then Karna, and Sakuni, they did a discussion what to do. Who is going to be the successor of Bhishma Pitama? Then they could narrow down two people to find out who is the next successor, who is the CEO kind of thing. So they found one is Karna. But Karna had a huge problem of not acceptability. He was not acceptable to many people, I tell you. So if you are putting somebody in an organization like Karna, then he maybe skill-wise very good. But leadership position, there is no acceptability. In fact, people don't accept that the organization is going to be in trouble. So his name was eliminated, Karna. Then comes Dronacharya. When Dronacharya's name comes, for the discussion, they found whatever competencies are required to be army chief, all the competencies you are having. But one competency was not there. What is that? High skill, but low will. High skill means he can kill Pandavas, but he will not kill. Because Arjuna is very very close to him. उनका सबसे बड़ा डिसाइपल कौन था? अर्जुन था. तो इसलिए मारेंगे नहीं. But उनका पास कोई choice ही नहीं था. They did not have any choice, but finally he was appointed as the army chief. So what I'm trying to communicate is that you have to segregate your people into four categories and treat whatever we discussed. Let's see what kind of dialogue which has happened between the two. Yeah.
Friends, let me share with you one management lesson from Mahabharata. This is on skill will metrics. The epic is, once Bhishma Pitama took Sarasatya, Sakuni and Karna were deliberating on the next course of action of the battle. Sakuni said, Duryodhana has gone to pay his last respect to Bhishma. Bhishma might be telling him on his last wish that after his death, half of the kingdom should be given to Pandavas. Karna objected to this statement and said, do not talk like this about a brave warrior. Sakuni said, anyone who can stop you from fighting war as surely has the courage to do so, but his loyalty towards us is surely a question. There can be no doubt that though Bhishma fought on your side, but he wanted Yudhishthira to win. In fact, the loyalty of our new army chief, Guru Dronacharya, is also questionable, since he still claims that Arjuna is his best pupil. Dushasana also agreed to Sakuni. He said, who can be made the chief when Guru Dronacharya is there? Duryodhana replied, even if Guru Dronacharya is quite skillful to kill Pandavas, but he will also refuse to do so.
मुझे तो लगता है कि आचार्य द्रोण भी पांडवों का वध नहीं रहे.
Let me share with you the management lesson from this epic. The skill will matrix is a tool used by managers and leaders to assess an employee's performance based on two factors: their skill, competencies, and their will motivation. Skill is how competent an employee at a specific task or how effective he is in his role. Will is how motivated he is to complete his task or perform his role well. There are four categories of employees in an organization. High will and low skill is the category in which an employee is motivated in his work but lacks the skills to perform his duties effectively. He needs guidance. High will and high skilled employee is competent and has willingness to deliver. Hence, he needs to be delegated. Low skill and low will category employee has neither skill sets nor has the willingness to deliver. He needs to be directed. High skill and low will employee has the skills to do his role well, but he lacks willingness to deliver. He needs excitement. Both Bhishma Pitama and Guru Dronacharya fall in this category of high skill and low will. They are all the skill sets of warfare to defeat Pandavas, but they are lacking intrinsic motivation, excitement, and willingness to do so. They were emotionally attached to Pandavas, and for Dronacharya, Arjuna was his best disciple. Thank you.
You see, when the war was in full swing between Pandavas and Kauravas, so then Duryodhana went to Dronacharya with a proposal. He said कि ये युद्ध कब तक करते रहेंगे? एक काम करते हैं. Tomorrow you arrest Yudhishthira. If you arrest Yudhishthira, then I will call up the war. Hey, what a wonderful idea है. तुमने ये चीज में को कहाँ बोलना चाहिए था? अगर तुमने बोल दिया होता ना, अभी भीष्म जो सरस्वती में गए वो नहीं गए होते. Right? He is suffering there. He said, okay, it's a good proposal. What I'm going to do tomorrow, I will arrest Yudhishthira. But it was communicated to all his brothers, not to him. right? So this information reached to all the brothers, but not to Yudhishthira. So next day, to protect him from the arrest of Dronacharya, all the brothers surrounded him to Yudhishthira, right, to protect him. Then when he was surrounded, he found that all his soldiers are getting killed because all the warriors are with him. So he found that all the soldiers are getting mercilessly killed. Then he asked to his brothers, "What are you doing? Now we have been instructed by Drishtadyumna, our army chief, to protect you and be with you." He said, "Why?" "No, we have been instructed to protect you." No, don't do that. Because as a Raja, it is my responsibility to ensure that to take care of my praja. And their life is much more important than my life even. And they are fighting for us. And we are fighting for our rights. So we need to protect them. Right? So then brother said, "No, we have been instructed not to go away from you." Then he said, "I'm going to fight. I'm instructing you people not to obey to Drishtadyumna, but to obey to me." Then he took care of the people in this way. What I'm trying to communicate is that there is something called balance scorecard in the corporate world. Balance scorecard. Balance scorecard says, as a CEO of a company, you need to really take care of 4 people and you need to give equal importance to all the 4. If you want to grow in your career and if you like to make your organization much more vibrant and you like to have a multiple growth path in the organization and top line and bottom line. First thing in the balance scorecard is your customer. You need to take care of your customer. Second is your finance in the organization. Third is the processes. And fourth is the people. Another point. First is your customer. Whatever product you are manufacturing, whether this is a box or whatever, you need to ensure that the feedback from the customer is very, very good. That there is no substitute to Homelight Matchbox. One of the best, and they are going to be your brand ambassador in terms of creating the message. Number 1. Second is your finance. Is the organization getting a flow of money on a regular basis? Is it really growing well? Right? Year on year, there is a 10%, 20%, 30% growth which is happening. Is my top line is moving ahead, but my bottom line is not hitting? No, it's not really improving. Then there is a problem. Because your revenue is very high, but your profitability, net profit is not very good. So that you need to take care of. Third is the processes. There are many organizations, those who are having such a wonderful processes, they depend upon people very less. Right? And there are many organizations, what I find, sitting in Delhi, they work for US and the UK and they give such a wonderful service to them that they are not able to believe that somebody who is sitting maybe 5,000, 10,000 kilometers away is giving that particular service. Like I'm giving you an example, for example, in NBCC, right? A file takes not more than 1 day to clear. Even if there is a project which is coming called the Sports University in Manipur, the proposal takes 1 day to get cleared. How? The proposal is initiated by our engineer sitting in Manipur in Sports University to e-office. Then it goes to the concerned finance guy. Then it gets cleared from there to e-office. Then it goes to our concerned director, commercial. Then it goes to our CMD. And all this process takes 2 hours each. And finally, by evening, the proposal is ready and it is approved. And next onwards, the work can start. Just imagine how fast in public sector work is happening. That's the reason why you find in Noida, Amrapali, around 45,000 flats. They have already delivered 35,000 flats, 30,000 flats. Right? And with another 15,000 flats, we are going to deliver in the next 1 year or so. And looking towards the success story, now Supreme Court is planning to give us another project also, which is Ajit? Other builder projects. Which one? Ajit? Super Tech. Yes. NCIT had already given us, and that is another big project. 50,000 flats all over the country. 50,000 flats, just imagine. Right? Super Tech. Another project which is given, but Supreme Court, the owners, they went to Supreme Court and they said, "Nahi sir, hum karenge." Karo, karna hai to karo. ये timeline है, ये पैसा है, उसी में करो. Now they have given, Supreme Court has given a little time to them. If they will not do that, will also come to us. And yesterday I read in the newspaper the JP project, which has gone to the Suraksha, because of the voting, we lost by some 0.5% vote. Right? That has gone to there, but they are not doing so well. So people are crying now. कि NBCC के पास गया तो ना अच्छा होगा, government organization है, हमको assurance मिला होगा. So what I'm trying to say is that the way I have given the example of processes, if you are going to follow proper process, it's going to make lots of difference. So let's see, as a CEO, how you are going to give importance to all these four. Right? If you are not going to give importance to your people, then they are going to spread a bad news in the market. That देखो इस organization में हलाला है, इसे आपकी छुट्टी में निकाल देगा आपको. You know, that kind of message will spread. It's very, very important to spread good news. Let's go for balance scorecard, which is the next one. Yeah, you can go to third. Third. I'm coming. हाँ. इसको थोड़ा देख लें.
What do you call it? Balance?
Scorecard.
Balance is scorecard.
हाँ, इसको आप देख लेंगे ना, उसको think करना. Yeah, please.
Friends, let me share with you one management relation from Mahabharata. This is a balanced scorecard. The epic is in the Mahabharata war with the intent to put an end to the war and with the consent of promise to not kill Yudhishthir, Kurukshetra strategically proposed to his army chief Dronacharya to arrest Yudhishthir. Next on the battlefield, all the great warriors on Pandavas side surrounded Yudhishthir to protect him, neglecting the protection of ordinary soldiers. Yudhishthir got upset at this and reprimanded his brothers, saying that we are fighting for our rights, but these soldiers are fighting for us, and how come should I not get worried about their lives? They are a part and parcel of the king's physical body, and their corpses are also as respectful as those of ours and other great warriors. If you have no courage to face Dronacharya, then I will fight with him. Yudhishthir then started fighting with Dronacharya.
क्या खड़े हो? आचार्य पर आघात करो. यदि उन्हें ना रोका गया, तो वे आज ही युद्ध समाप्त कर देंगे.
चिंता न कीजिए भ्राताश्री.
चिंता कैसे न करूं अनुज? अपने सैनिकों की चिंता करना राजा का धर्म है. हे वत्स, ये ना भूलो कि ये जो अनगिनत सैनिक हमारे पक्ष में युद्ध कर रहे हैं, हमारे शरीर का एक भाग है.
Let me say the marriage relations of this epic. The balanced scorecard takes a holistic view of an organization's performance by considering not only financial metrics but also non-financial ones related to customer satisfaction, internal processes, and organizational learning and growth. The financial perspective includes traditional financial metrics such as revenue growth, profitability, return on investment. The customer perspective focuses on customer satisfaction, market share, and customer retention. The internal business processes perspective identifies the critical internal processes that contribute to the organization's success. The learning and growth perspective considers the organization's ability to innovate, learn, and grow. It includes employee training, technology adoption, and other factors that contribute to long-term success. By incorporating measures from each of these perspectives, the balanced scorecard provides a more comprehensive view of an organization's performance. Yudhishthir, as a leader, treated his soldiers as his internal customers and was focused on their welfare and safety, thereby ensuring their satisfaction and retention. While not able to accept the less priority given to their safety by Bhim, Arjuna, Nakul, and Sahdev, he directed them to protect soldiers from the enemy's assault. Moreover, time and again, on several occasions, he focused on the upskilling of their skill sets, thereby focusing on their learning and development. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. So, because of the time constraint, I'm coming to the end of this particular presentation because I had planned for so many. Out of 157 management lessons which I had prepared, only 2 I could show to you people. But I have a series of lessons connecting to almost all the concepts which are being used in business. And before closing, let me tell you the other characters which are there in Mahabharata. If you are going to implement whatever differentiating competencies they are having, I'm sure your business is going to do well. I have also spent another 30 years in Delhi and I have some grey hairs. I started also from Delhi and so I've served in many organizations like Minda Group, I have served in Spice Group, Balarpur Industries Limited, then Idea Cellular, Then the last assignment before joining was Airtrail. And I find these are the competencies which are very, very relevant for all of you to understand. From Arjuna, you need to learn about target orientation. Target orientation, which is a important competence you need to learn. Then from Bhishma, decisiveness. He restricted Karna to participate in the war because he said any man who doesn't know how to respect a woman has no place to flag to fight under my flag, because he had used a very derogatory word against Draupadi in the Rajya Sabha. That is why. So he took a very strong decision. No means no. No, that we need to learn from him. From Yudhishthira, you need to think about empathy. I'll tell you, in the year 90, I lost my father in Delhi, and I had a boss. छोटा कंपनी में मैं था. मेरा boss ने क्या किया? He took his car to AIMS. He took the dead body of my father, and he took the airport, and he arranged everything. In fact, so that I was very young, 23, 24, I took my father to Orissa, and after that it became a family member, right? And still he's my guru. And on every 5th of September, I go and touch his feet. And whatever he says, that's a Bible for me. जिसे बोलता ना लकीर का फकीर, वो जो बोलता है मेरा लकीर का फकीर हो गया. So what I'm trying to communicate to all of you is that if you're empathetic towards your people, जब उनका क्राइसिस होता है, अगर उनको हेल्प करते हो, वो there is every possibility. 70-80% लोग तो आपका अपना परिवार का हो जाएंगे, right? ठीक है, कुछ लोग होए आपको छोड़ छाड़ के चले जाएंगे, but that's a different issue. But that's an important thing we need to learn from Yudhishthira. Karna से we need to talk about perseverance. कर्ना को जितने मार पड़ी है जिंदगी में, शायद हमको किसी को 10% भी उसका मार नहीं पड़ा होगा. Starting from the moment he was born, उसकी माँ ने उसको पानी में बहा दिया. Are you getting a point? Right? इसके बाद क्या हुआ? He went to his father was sun god. Mother Kunti was a Kshatriya. But where he spent his time? He was with Adhiratha in a jungle with a charioteer, and he was spent his time, childhood in a jungle. And he went to Dronacharya to learn the archery skill. Dronacharya said, "No, you're not a Kshatriya. I'm not going to teach you. Get lost." Still, he did not lost his his interest to do, and he went to Parsurama. And Parsurama trained everything. But when he came to know that he has lied, he has told that he is a Brahmin, he cursed him. कि तुमको मैं जो वरदान दिया हूँ, जो तुमको ज्ञान दिया हूँ, जब तुमको सबसे ज्यादा जरूरत पड़ेगा, तुमको मिलेगा नहीं, तुम भूल जाएगा इसको. इसके बाद इतनी और झाड़ पड़ी है, उसको जिंदगी भर इतनी ट्रबल पड़ी है, till his last breath. जब उसने अर्जुन को बोला भाई रथ मेरा जो है, it has gone inside the mud. ठीक है, मड के अंदर घुस गया है, थोड़ा मेरे को 1 मिनट दे दो, मैं निकाल देता हूँ. ना मैं क्यों तुमको टाइम दूं? ना, इट्स अ कोड ऑफ द वर्ड. ना तुमने जब मेरा बेटा अभिमन्यु को सब मिलके मारा, तो कोड ऑफ वर्ड कहाँ गया था? तुमने तो तोड़े हो ना, यू हैव ब्रोकन. So इसलिए मैं तुमको मारूंगा. So what I'm trying to say is that we need to learn from him perseverance. बहुत मार पड़ेगा. When you have a startup, starting with 5 crores, 2 crores, 10 crores of business, there are lots of hurdles which will be coming. Only when you will overcome, you will be doing well. And Minda company, जिसमें मैं कैरियर स्टार्ट किया था लॉन्ग बैक इन 90, दैट कंपनी उस टाइम मेरे ख्याल से 25 करोड़ का टर्नओवर था, अभी 6000 करोड़ जाके पहुंच गया. दैट्स एग्जांपल. सब कुछ एनालिटिकल स्किल आपको सीखना है. कोई भी चीज डोंट टेक इट इन द फेस वैल्यू. आपको पूछ रहे हैं www, why, when, where, how kind of thing. 10 क्वेश्चंस पूछ रहा है, then you will have understanding. दुर्योधन एक नेगेटिव कैरेक्टर है महाभारत है, उससे सीखना है आर्ट ऑफ डेलीगेशन. जब तक आप खुद करते रहेंगे, आपको फिर आप थक जाएंगे. आपको टीम को डेलीगेट करना है. जितने गंदा काम है सब कुछ किया है दुर्योधन, बट खुद नहीं किया कुछ भी. सब कुछ दुशासन से करवाया है या शकुन से करवाया है, किससे करवाया. दैट्स अ गुड थिंग टू लर्न. द्रौपदी एडेप्टेबिलिटी में सबसे वन ऑफ द बेस्ट एग्जांपल. व्हेन इन द अज्ञातवास शी वाज द सर्वेंट ऑफ अ क्वीन. वो खुद क्वीन है, लेकिन शी स्टार्टेड वर्किंग एज अ सर्वेंट ऑफ द क्वीन. जस्ट इमेजिन एडेप्टेबिलिटी. देन Dhritarashtra, the active listening you will learn, and Vidur is emotional intelligence. So these are the things, characters in Mahabharata you need to learn a lot. I have shared with you people because of time constraint 2 things. One is skill level metrics. Skill is what people can do, and the willingness to do. Skill is what they can do. Willingness is what they would like to do. So that's an important thing. You need to categorize people in 4 categories and treat them not equally. Treat them what they deserve. The delegation is the first one. High skill, high will. Then high skill, low will is motivation you need to get. Low skill, high will. You need to train people and upskill them. And the people, those that have neither willingness nor skill sets, you need to really say, give them little time of performance improvement plan for maybe 2 months, 1 month, depending upon how big is the organization, and finally say thank you very much, right? Then we discussed about the balance scorecard, which is an important, if you adopt this particular principle of the finance, people, and the processes, and the customer, so the bigger your organization is going to do well. Thank you very much for inviting me to your thing. And anyway, thanks. Thank you.